And hello, welcome to another Sunday rant, which sometimes is just sharing shit and, thoughts that are in my head during the week, and I share them. Today I'm trying a new camera, so I've got no idea if this stuff is focused because my little monitor isn't showing shit because it's something in 6K in red code, something that looks to be focused. And when you're doing autofocusing, it's not showing you peaking. You don't care. So today, we're talking a little bit about AI, but first about something else that's semi-AI related, and then some thoughts that I had. So after, 13, 14 years of doing this, and probably 8, 9, or 10 professionally as a job, it's amazing how a single comment can make you understand how you understand what I do. It's amazing. Because, I just got my wrap up of YouTube, and I hearted about 6,000 comments, responded to 2,000 of them. That's a lot of responses. But once in a while, a comment comes along from a longtime fan where you go like, this is how they see me? And I understand. Yes, I'm a paid shill. No, I'm not a paid shill. Yeah, I'm the most honest YouTuber. I'm clearly saying this because they paid me. It takes some lessons. You don't know how to play. You're a great player. What am I? I don't know. But this one comment was really, really cool because we talked about me using AI tracks for reviewing gear. And in that video, I said for years and years and years, I used music I produced or my own music. I have albums full of my own music with some big names. So we had stuff on the channel with James Labrie, with Sebastian Bach. We had stuff from bands I produced, a lot of stuff from Campaign Like Clockwork and other bands. And I reused that music, stripped it of the guitars, and redid the guitars to show you, A, we get to the juicy part, A, what they sound like in context, and B, for me to experience the gear, so that I have stuff to say about it. And so this commenter said, I always thought, not you're an ass, I don't think that's what he said, but he said, I always thought you were just trying to sell us your music. And that blew my mind. First of all, can't get most of the music anywhere. I took it off Spotify because fuck Spotify. And secondly, if I did that, would I redo it with some other guitar? It was clearly a misunderstanding, but that misunderstanding showed me maybe some other misunderstandings. So first of all, no, I didn't try to sell you my music. I wanted to put it in real musical context. And yes, there were some instrumentals here or there, but I think music has vocals. Most of the music I like has vocals. Yes, Satriani, Vai, I get it. Malmsteen, but I like songs. So I like to put the gear that I test in actual songs. And I used it in songs I had. I have also produced songs for the channel with Hannah Mail and some other people. If I had a chance to actually do something specifically for the channel, I did. But that was always a bigger undertaking, and it's not necessarily with the gear in mind that I'm currently reviewing. So that person thought, I'm trying to sell you my music. And really not. Been there, done that. I actually don't get any royalties of anything. The label takes it all, and I really just don't have the energy to fight that. I haven't seen a royalty check from the label in 20 years. My music's out there, and I get absolutely shit all for it. That's just how it is. That's fine. If it was anything of Spotify where I took my music off, it would be peanuts, and I probably couldn't even buy some chicken McNuggets for it. So, no, that was a vehicle to use the gear in a musical context. And that was misunderstanding 1, which led me to misunderstanding 2. If that's what he thought I was doing, then a lot of you who are unsubscribing from the channel and calling me names and whatever, probably all the people that also are on Spotify, maybe you think that the AI music that I'm having generated, and then I pick it apart, change it, play guitars on it, completely produce it other than the vocals. But essentially, it's not my music. It is an AI-generated song that I'm producing and having a blast doing it. But maybe the people that are so up in arms about it think I'm doing it because I'm trying to pretend here's my cool music. Or here's music that you should like as part of the video. It's absolutely possible that that's what many of you are thinking. And obviously, that's utter bullshit. Obviously, that is not what's happening. It is impossible with 195,300 something subscribers as of today to present you music that you like. Maybe you like it, but you don't. Maybe you really like those kind of vocals, but you absolutely don't. You might be hating it, but you might be loving it. There are many yous. If I do something bluesy, it's gonna piss off the metal guys. If I do something metal, it's gonna piss off the doom guy. If I do something doomy, it's gonna piss off the pop guy. The funk guy probably doesn't like anything with distortion, and so on and so on. It is impossible to present you with a piece of music that is going to appease everyone. And a lot of comments, and now it dawns on me, hate the music, shitty song. I review guitar gear. You're not supposed to like the song. If you do, leave a comment, it's nice. If you don't, it really doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. Now, I try to look at a piece of gear and find the most common thing you would do with it. Now, because the Doom guy is going to take this Joey Landreth guitar and doom the shit out of it with the fuzz into a cranked heavy headroom high watt, that's great. Go for it. Anyone doing anything musically, go for it. Make fucking music, okay? But I can't appease everyone. I can't find the style that everyone will like. It's impossible. So I will look at a piece of gear and try to find the most logical, the most common sense thing that one would do with it. The lowest common denominator, let's say. So this is clearly a slidey blues mid-gain clean fuzz guitar.
Some roots deep down, you by my side, lending me. There's something in the way you walk, something in the way you light this place. I just won't stay. I just wanna stay a little longer. Don't you go away. 'Cause I just wanna stay a little longer.
Doing metal with it, with its Bixby style thing and all that, would be completely ridiculous. Just like taking a 7-string aviator and trying to blues on it. Doesn't make sense. This purple monstrosity with sparkles is clearly an 80s thing, so you're gonna go and play some, Van Halen-y things with it. Like this.
He built dreams with hand and sweat, wire by wire hoses. Vision was strong. When you just play one note, you'll never forget, and all your troubles now have gone. It's the bar that he would raise, made you smile and left his mark on every
Okay? Can you do metal with it? Absolutely. Can you do Iron Maiden stuff with it? Absolutely. Could you do jazz on it? Yeah, you could do anything. But I'm trying to find the most common thing that the piece of gear would want. Not what I want from it. Because some gear isn't meant for me. But I could still review it. And in reviewing it, I could learn something. I could learn a new style. I could learn a new technique. I played slide guitar for the first time when I did the Joey guitar. So there's a lot of me getting more versatile as a musician in testing gear that I'm not familiar with. But over the years, cramming that piece of gear into my music was always a compromise. There's a prog metal thing with James LaBrie. Okay, can we put these Harley Benton guitars into this somehow? It's a hollow body. Yeah, maybe we can make it work. There's a fuzz. I haven't used a fuzz on a single recording I ever did. So how do we make that work? Sometimes it's a beautiful marriage and it's great, but oftentimes it was not the perfect style for the gear I was reviewing. And the great thing with the AI music is I can now do styles that I've never done. I can push it in directions that the gear wants to go in, but I have never gone in and I don't have that material on my hard drives. So the AI can generate, a bloody wood style modern metal thing with Indian scales. And I'm not a Van Halen guy. I don't have that kind of music. So, generate a Van Halen style song or a rootsy Americana blues thing or a vintage 60s song. I can go in directions that the gear needs, but that I don't know. And in producing the track, I get to know the style and I get to learn things. And learning new things is great. So anyone bitching about that. However, again, that music is not for release. That music is not to make money. That music is not to take anyone's job away. I'm the musician whose job gets enhanced by it, and only for the reviews. So here's what I do. Do you have to like these songs? No, absolutely not. I mean, it's nice if you do, but for me, working with it in a production environment, that is where I'm strong. That is where I learn stuff about the gear that I would have never known otherwise. Now, taking something out of the box, putting it on the table and playing it, I've done this. Many people do it. Many of my colleagues review a gear, and it's not trying to put them down, but they review it in a bubble. Some of them go gig with it. That's great. Some of them go take it to a band. Some of them record a track with it. For me, I like to work with it. And oftentimes, I found so many things about gear that I wouldn't have said in the video without having worked with it and produced a song. So the Tone Master Pro, I found out how super easy it is to actually operate, and it feels like an amp when you're operating it. The liveliness and dirt of Paradise Guitar Studio, I did 3 songs with it because I absolutely freaking loved it. And found fuzz sounds that I would have never otherwise touched had I not had to do a track for a baritone hollow body. You get what I'm trying to say? I learn a lot about the gear while doing the song. So there are 2 reasons to do these songs, whether they're my own music or AI. One, I learn the gear for you. If I don't do the songs, fuck it. That's one less day of work. I'll still get paid the same amount of money. Great. Let's do it. Nah. I like to do it because that makes me a better reviewer because I learn the gear in its natural habitat. Now, doing it with the AI, I learn it in its actual natural habitat, which is great. In the actual style, hopefully, that it's primarily meant to function in. So that's step number one. I learned the gear by making the music. I think with the AI, I'm going to be a better, more versatile musician who presents the gear in a more perfect environment to you. I'm not selling the music. That's bullshit. I'm not uploading it on Spotify. That's bullshit. All that stuff's bullshit. These are not pieces of art. My music that I have on albums, they have meaning, okay? There's a lot of meaning. There's scientific meaning on some of them. There's emotional meaning on some of them. That is something, what the stuff I released on albums, which I used in many, 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 many videos, that's actual music written by human beings with thought and purpose. This AI stuff is not. It's fun. It's, as Colin Scott called it, it's content. It absolutely is that. It's content. For a guitar video, for me to learn the damn equipment. And then for you to maybe experience it in context. Might be inspiring, might not be, but this is what it can sound like if you put it in a song. Now, the fact that that song is AI, it might offend some of you, but I never, and this is coming back to this guy thinking that I was trying to sell you my music by using it in the videos. I never meant to sell you AI music, or my AI music, or my actual music. It was always meant to be a presentation of the gear in a musical context and me learning about it. So that's step number one for today's video. Maybe that makes sense, maybe it doesn't make sense. The other thing that I realized, I watched a 2-hour amazing podcast on Diary of a CEO with Tristan, whatever. Some guy who was in the Social Dilemma movie. Horrible, horrible stuff he's got to tell because he knows the shit. He used to be, or still is, an ethicist for Google. So let's talk about AI in general. This is not about music AI. This is about the threat of AI. You might turn off now. I'm some guitar gear YouTuber sitting in an office talking about the threat of AI. There are people who are much better suited to make comments on that are actually in the industry. But I have dealt with music AI and watched some podcasts, so I might share shit with you. By the way, the only AI I really do use is song creation AI. Don't use ChatGPT. When I open my phone, it now sums up an email and gives me a line of what's in the email. That's automatically there. I'm not a hardcore AI user. Yeah, I only have had some thumbnails created, and some people are saying if it's an AI created thumbnail, it's an instant unsubscribe. You know what? Sometimes they can be fun. Sometimes they might be necessary. But if you're saying unsubscribe from the channel because you do an AI thumbnail, honestly, you might be one of the good guys. Because we do need to protest. Because we're all going to be taken down, job-wise, by this AI shit. And they're saying we've got 2 years till it really hits. Amazon is going to fire 600,000 people. And me doing some songs isn't going to change anything, I think. But I think actually music AI is the least problematic of it all. And now musicians are going to get paid for it, apparently. But, no, it's the 600,000 people at Amazon. Because robots and AI are going to do the jobs. It's scary. And then, of course, AI taking over and shooting us all because we're going to deal with a new thing on Earth that is more intelligent than us, which we never had. We had robots, we had machines, we had phone systems, we had all that stuff. I get it. We never had a thing that was more intelligent than us. Not more intelligent than me. There's many things more intelligent than me. My wife being one of them, according to her. But apparently the stupid poodle is more intelligent than I am. So, okay, there are more intelligent things than me, but not than humanity in general. And now we're looking at AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, possibly emerging, and that could be a threat. So what I distilled from this amazing 2-hour podcast, which you absolutely should watch, and I'm going to link it below. Thank you, Landon Bailey, by the way, for pointing that one out, is almost nobody wants AI. Almost nobody actually wants AI. We are in a spiral of it taking over so much because it's an arms race and people are scared. How do we get out of it? Well, the guy says protest. I don't think so. I think governments need to shut shit down. Governments are too slow. The US government, sorry US people, is building ballrooms and celebrating anything AI. The Chinese government, well, we don't talk to them and they're not going to listen. And I think Europe kind of a little bit hit the brakes, but they're not putting down massive rules, which they should. We should all put massive rules down. We all agreed on nuclear proliferation and we all halted and, mutually assured destruction, all that stuff. It's going to be so bad. So here it is. Google worked with the godfather of AI, and apparently the guy in charge or the CEO of Google or someone watched the podcast, said, we don't care about people, fuck people. If all people die, I don't care. So this guy has no empathy, just like Musk. And the people working with him left and said, okay, this is a guy in charge. They have billions. They're going to build an AI. So here it comes. There's one crazy person that doesn't give a shit about people, knows where it can head, what it can possibly do to the job market and all that stuff and, kill us, Terminator. And that person is a danger. So his co-workers go and leave and start their own AI companies. Essentially, in the beginning, to say, if we build a better AI than Google's won't succeed, they won't be in charge, and we can be the ones who are sane, who can control it better. And apparently there are 6 people now, the CEOs of the big AI companies, who will have all the world's wealth because they will have the workforce. But primarily they started those companies to be the good guys against the bad guy. Musk, the Elon man, for years said, do not do AI, and he warned about it. He was sane for a while. He went to Obama, the only meeting apparently that they had, and warned about AI. And then he saw all these people starting these companies, AI starting to be big. And that's when he said, I'm the only one responsible enough, so I got to do Grok or whatever that's called, and got to do my own AI so that I have the best AI that everyone uses and they're out of business. So essentially those AI companies are in an arms race, some of them with the intention to be the smart guy. Of course, when there's billions and billions of dollars involved, they will be corrupted. So not a single one of those 6, I think, still has humanity's best interest at heart. Is that how you say it? And that's the arms race of the actual companies. Not all of them were bad and greedy. I'm pretty sure they will become it or have become it. But here's the other problem. I'm pretty sure most companies don't want to use AI. Some will. I mean, we know that Bezos doesn't give a flying rat's ass. In Massachusetts alone, 2,600 people working at Amazon are on Snap. They're dependent on food benefits or whatever. They have jobs at Amazon. It's the biggest employer with the highest rate of people dependent on food benefits, SNAP program, and that's just Massachusetts. 2,600 people. That's ridiculous. This guy buys $500 million yachts while his people can't afford food. So yeah, this fucker doesn't give a rat's ass. Says the guy who just got 4 Amazon packages, by the way. Super hypocrite right here. I am a big part of the problem. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? So this guy doesn't care. And because that guy doesn't care, he can replace 600,000 workers, meaning he will have a higher margin, meaning he can make the products even cheaper, meaning anyone who doesn't use AI in drop shipping, whatever it's called, is fucked. So the other companies have to use AI. Same as, let's take music stores. Let's say Thomann is using AI for, I have no idea, but let's say they're using AI for marketing. Not sure if the new ads they did, the Play It, Feel It ads were AI. I assume a lot of it was AI, but then also some film stuff, maybe a mixture. So they're using that. Well, then they have a benefit because they're getting stuff done for less money. Again, they're saving that, and they can, if they want to, move that on to the consumer, which means they have a benefit there. So any other shop that doesn't use AI is shit out of luck. So we can all protest and say, we don't want AI, we don't want AI. Well, as much as someone owning a business hates the idea of replacing their workers, at the moment it looks like if you don't, and you don't jump on the AI train, your company will not be viable in the near future. Because other companies will use AI, they will be able to operate cheaper, therefore offer products cheaper. And all of a sudden, your light bulb, your solder, your little plastic cap for your camera, whatever it is, your banana, I don't know, there's just a banana on the table. I don't know if bananas are AI related. My new camera just stopped because apparently I already filled up a 512 gigabyte card with Red Code RAW 6K. So this might not be the best idea for rants. Who knows? Wow. Ouch. So, yeah, whatever company uses AI is going to have a leg up. Do they want to? Maybe not, but they're afraid that the others will. And those companies are afraid that those will. And this is a spiral that we're in right now. No company is going to say, look, I have a feeling all the others will agree and they won't use AI. No, there's already symposiums and there's conferences and there's tools and courses and they're sending people to, learn about it and blah, 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 blah. Unless there's a governing thing above all these companies saying, look, this much, email summarizing is fine and all that, but here are the rules. This is how far you can go. You cannot fire anyone because of AI, blah, 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 blah. We need something on top that kind of would govern, what's the word for that? Something that governs things. We need the governments to say this far and not further. We have to absolutely protest. I don't know if punishing me with unsubscribing is the way to go, but maybe it is. So maybe I can't really be mad at the people doing that. But 100%, this arms race is the problem. I mean, in my world, no. If other YouTubers are using AI for thumbnails, I'll, the 5 minutes I save, it's not going to make my job worse or better. So I don't think it's a massive thing for me. But in so many I don't see banking being a thing because that's pushing numbers around. AI can do that. Lawyers looking at loads of cases in text and then distilling what is relevant to you and then writing a letter, threatening shit because of these precedents. I don't necessarily think we're going to need a lot of lawyers because AI can do it. And coding and research and general physicians, blah, 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 blah. If it's not the companies' fault because they have to act because the others are acting. It's whoever acted first. Somebody started this. Probably the guy at Google. And then the other AI companies came. So here are the products, because they were afraid that the Google guy would destroy the world. And then all these companies are using. That's where we are. It's an arms race. And I'm pretty sure most people hate the idea, but they're doing it anyway because the others are. Some AI pictures, some AI music, email summarizing, blah, blah, blah. That stuff, it's not the big issue. Biggest issue is the workforce being replaced and AI going super intelligent and rogue, and we're all dead. And if you watch the podcast, which is very, very good, you're going to see that the guy says, we have 2 years and we have to talk about it. We have to make these videos. Am I going to write am I going to produce some more songs based on AI music? Yeah, because it's my happy place. I do feel, though, that that's not going to destroy the world. I might be wrong. And as always, happy commenting. I'll link below and animals at the end.